Hello, my name is Cathy Slaght, and I'm going to be sharing with you today a few ways that you can actually talk to your body. Now, you're not going to be literally talking to organs and cells, but rather to their energy fields, which in many ways can give you any more information. And you're going to do this with a form of software known as the SRC for You. And as we continue, if you have questions, here's my website, CathyDSlatt.com, and my phone number, and I have a lot of information on this site in reference to the technology we're working with, and also there is a daily blog post, which if you scroll down, you'll see, for example, the most recent, yesterday's, You Are the Ultimate Smart Gadget, which you're going to find out is the case. But first, I also want to give a disclaimer that the software I'm demonstrating is not working with the body. It's working with a field around the body known as the etheric field, which is the blueprint. And information from this can be extremely helpful in your own search for whatever is most important, whether it be wellness or goal setting, etc. If you have a health problem, seek the advice of your healthcare practitioner, because we're doing energy work with your blueprint. And this is basically what the SRC looks like. This is a software device designed to send the energy of QiGong to the human energy field. Distance is not a factor, because when you study the way energy really works, we're all connected anyway. And I'm going to demonstrate with the client group. This is a group that I work with daily for stress management. I'm going to just simply put client group in, and then we have an optimize connection button. What this is going to do is two things. First, if there would be any resistance and we shouldn't proceed, the software will simply shut down. But secondly, it's also going to clear any blocks to our having the most effective session we can have. So we're just going to simply hit the plus sign. That gets it started. This is extremely user-friendly software. If this red light over here had stayed on, we just simply wouldn't proceed. There would be too much client resistance to help. Now, this is a group that receives stress management energy on a daily basis and information on a daily basis, and you can see that the resistance is extremely low. And there really isn't any limit to what you can do with software like this. It can be a platform for any approach. For example, it could be as simple as hitting the wonder click, and a person could get a QiGong session for their entire energy system: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. But we're going to do something a little different, because this group does receive energy daily. So we're actually going to be talking to the body, and we're going to start by talking to the thymus. And the thymus is it coordinates the immunity. It's an anti-aging gland, and most of us don't pay much attention to it. But if you'll read the accompanying post with this, you'll see how significant it is. And what we're going to do, we're going to start by simply seeing what emotion is most stressed out, because you'll find that all the organs, all the cells have a consciousness, they have emotions, etc., etc. So I'm going to go down here to emotion. We have anything you can think of to check. I'm going to scan these in. And you can see just about any emotion that could ever exist is in this list. And now we're going to copy this. We can clear this. And we're just going, this Find Options button can scan any kind of a list you can imagine. We're going to search. We're going to add results. And now I'm going to go ahead and copy this on a Word document so you can see it, but you might notice a bunch of little numbers after these terms. What this has just done is measured the distance of these emotions from the body. It's measuring the etheric field. We're going to see the lowest numbers, what that might mean as far as stress level regarding the thymus. Okay, so you can see I looked. Oh, and let's just erase that one. I didn't. One large number stayed in. We have alone and gloom and self-pity all at zeros. When you get a zero option with a scan with the SRC, that tells you the interpretation is it's dead on. And again, we're speaking energetically, but what we want to do is clear the stress related to this in reference to the thymus. That thymus has just given us this information. So we're going to the Show Tool tabs, and we're going into the dowsing. Now the dowsing is a powerful feature. All of these, it has many, many different applications, but the dowsing, because it is computerized, is extremely powerful. So that's one application, and we can send energy. Then there is a Gong, which inverts patterns of physical and mental stress, and the SHEN, which inverts patterns of emotional and spiritual. So let's go ahead and put in this line, we've got alone. Let's hit enter. And then we've got gloom. And we've got self-pity. And if we were interested, we could go over here and see, well, what percentage? Now remember, this is a group. So what percentage of stress, for example, does alone? So we've got a 70%. That's rather significant. Then we've got gloom. 84, quite high for this moment in time. This is compared to the film in your camera. This is the etheric field. And then self-pity. Okay, so these are significant. We want to clear them, which we are doing now. We also have another panel known as the Pro Tools, which can accompany this work. So I'm going to go in, since the numbers, when I dowsed, the numbers were all significant, out of 100 in the scale. I'm going to go ahead and take it a step further and go right here into the Emotions Pro Tool. So again, put the name in, which in this case is the client group. And remember, each person, no matter how large the group is, receives the energy that's appropriate for them. So let's put alone, gloom, self-pity. And I'm going to go ahead and copy these, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start at 10, which would be more acute. And I'd like to work my way down and see what kind of stress is associated with each level. For example, on a scale of 10, we have some blockages, the parathyroid glands, and some negativity. So I'm going to put this on pause, do the other levels, and come back and show the results. Okay, so you can see what the stress of these emotions do to the levels in the energy system on a 10, which would be most surface. We've mentioned this already, blockages, parathyroid, negativity. We go on down to a 9, general illness and unwellness. Black magic typically is our own self-talk. It's not anybody else sending us negativity. It's us doing it to ourselves. Going on down, you get more information, and that's all this is at this point, although now we're going to send the energy of virtual QiGong into the field to help raise voltage and clear some of this. And in just a moment, I'm going to show you where this energy is coming from. But right now, let's just see. We're asking for 25 minutes, so let's go ahead and do that. And I want to reemphasize this information is coming from this energy field right around the body. I call this the film in your camera. Some people ask if the SRC is a psychic machine. I say, well, is your cell phone psychic? It's the same thing. It's frequency. So very often, just a person's awareness of this stress can clear it. And then, of course, the software is also facilitating the delivery of some virtual QiGong. But we have a list of things also that we can you could almost call it talking to the thymus. We're going to check into a few things in addition to just those emotions, and we're going to do that through the dowsing tool. Let me show you how that'll work. And you can get any kind of information you choose online and educate yourself, which is actually what this kind of work involves. So let's just see where we are on a scale of 0 to 100 with thymus function. And again, this is the group. So we're about 82. I consider that respectable. Let's go ahead and amp that up, though. Let's look at the spirit of life in the thymus. All right, again, I consider these numbers respectable. Thymus atrophy. We're going to clear that one, but you can see the level. Compatibility of cells in the thymus. And let's look at the compatibility of the thymus with the body. Okay, that's a high number, which I'm happy about. Now let's look at this. Balance disrupted. Let's just put balance disrupted hormones. Again, these numbers are great. And that always makes me happy because this group does get this kind of energy every day. Let's go elevate levels of hormones. And then I always write in a correct way, just the abbreviation. Let's strengthen innate immune response. Very good readings for this group today. Inhibit calcification. You can put a variety of commands in several different spots in this software. And a lot of this is about showing you how powerful you are. There is no gadget on the face of the earth as powerful as the human when it comes to creating these kind of things. And let's just go ahead and put fortify the thymus. That's a little bit lower number. And then, if you listen to any of Raymond Grace, I think he does such wonderful work, and this is always so exciting, and he stresses the power of this. Let's send love to the thymus. See where we are with that. And even though this device is not diagnostic, it's not a curing type device, this is a spiritual growth type device, you will see people who are struggling with health have low numbers on this love. And as you enhance this, you do see some interesting results. Let's go ahead and send some happiness. And then I'm a big fan of the 528 hertz, which is the miracle frequency of love and DNA repair. And of course, when you check the issue, you see where we are. So again, this group is high. We do a lot of work. They get consistent energetic balancing every day. And then this is another frequency I just learned about in a seminar, and we've been talking about this, the fact that in order to create prosperity consciousness, we need to match both sides of our brain. We need a heart-to-brain connection as well. According to Greg Braden, this is the frequency for that, 0.10 hertz. And let's just send this to etheric field. And that's high too. All right. So for today, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add this list to the options box. And you can see now they have appeared. And let's clear this theme, because being that everything is connected, let's see what the overall theme of this work might be if we send the manual controls. And still, everything is numbered. So you're going to see in a moment I'm looking for a certain number to pop up. Okay, so that's low 3. We don't really need this one. I'm looking for a 70 or higher. If I don't get that, then I know I don't need to use the manual controls. I can just hit the wonder click. I'm going to ask 3 times. There seems to be a great power to the number 3. Again, 34. And we've been talking about the thymus and about the thymus tap, and I'm really pleased with the numbers today. Okay, so we don't really need a focus on this. So let's clear this and let's hit the wonder click. One of the things that makes, and so our theme is actually heavy metal. And one of the things that makes this software even more unique, you'll see this in a minute. Okay, there you go. It's also going to be popping up every now and then and peeling away layers of resistance. So while that's going, I'm going to go into the Gong, and let's just ask for the auto selection. And this is in reference to physical and mental. We've already got the SHEN, what we want to clear in there. We're going to go for 20 hours. Very subtle information. I'm going to go into the charger, and we're going to start with all food and beverages consumed today. And let's just put 528 hertz. 528 hertz. And the sky is the limit. You can get quite creative with this, which is really what you're meant to do. Let's send it for 1 minute. And let's go back now. The Gong has focused. Well, having a little. And you see this will run for 24 hours. So we're doing curse clearing, miracles of God, and clear all that stuff. And so this gives you an idea, I hope, of work that can be done you may not be aware of unless you've already experienced the power of this. So again, there's plenty of information on this site. Here's a spot to sign up for the 24/7 Energy Clearing Group if that intrigues you. And I thank you so much for watching.